Introducing the all-new Corolla.
The Calvo administration didn't always want to buy Cortec's Teton campus. Back in June of 2011, Adelup sent formal notice of its intention to terminate the lease with Cortec within 120 days, because at that time, the Teton campus had been vacated by JFK, which had just moved into its new Upper Tumont campus.
What we did not know was that JFK took the collateral equipment to the new campus in Tumuning. And we also didn't know that that equipment didn't belong to the government of Guam, it belonged to Cortec.
Then the issue of Untalan Middle School came up. It was ordered closed in December 2011 by Public Health. The students needed a temporary home while the school underwent repairs.
Untalan needed a campus to go to, and really the only place that was available was Teton. We went to the developer and we said, look, can we renew this? Can we renew this lease? Can we end the 120-day notice, continue the lease on, and by the way, we need collateral equipment for Untalan Middle School, and we don't have any money to do it. We were in bad financial times at that time, if you can recall.
So the price for the extension of the contract and to get Untalan in there, and for compensation for the equipment JFK took, was elimination of this termination clause?
Well, in order for them to go and get the financing, in order to buy the collateral equipment, they needed to be able to tell the bank that that the money will come in and the government of Guam cannot terminate this agreement before this time, and so we needed to get rid of the termination clause.
With the termination clause gone, GovGuam finds itself in its current bind. Either continue to lease the property until the lease expires 10 years from now in 2024. The cost of that would be $318 million with no ownership rights at the end of that term. Or buy it now, $98 million in cash and tax credits if that's all paid in 2014, or the cost could rise to as much as $254 million in cash and tax credits if GovGuam drags out the payments for another 10 years. Torres said there is no option to extend the lease for another 2 years, as developer Al Israel has suggested, so that he and a group of investors could build a new school for just $30 million.
Unless these companies are going to come forward and pay off that liability for the government of Guam, they're not offering us any viable solutions.
What about going to Cortec and saying, hey, can you give us a break? Can we make changes to this lease arrangement?
I'm not sure if that's been done. I'm not sure if that was a part of the negotiation, asking for a break, asking for an extension. But this has been on the table for 2 years. Since January of 2011, this option to purchase deadline by December 31 of 2013.
Some critics of the deal have suggested that the family of Frank Areola, the governor's chief of staff, might benefit from the purchase agreement. Areola's family was one of the original Teton landowners, and they got a portion of the old Naval Air Station. That portion was sold to Cortec in 2008 for just $11 million. Areola is off island and unavailable for comment, but Torres called any suggestion that the chief of staff or anyone else in the administration would benefit an absolute lie.
It's absolutely untrue.
Is Frank Areola pushing this deal?
The only reason Frank Areola is pushing for Teton to happen would be for the Central High School. Other than that, no, Frank Areola is not pushing this deal.
Will he or his family benefit from it?
No, neither Frank nor his family will benefit from Teton or Cortec.
They did sell the property, though, right?
There's no benefit,
to the Areola family.
To the Areola family. There's no benefit to the Areola family or any family here at Adelup.
Because they already sold the property.
Yeah, it's exactly why, because they sold their property years ago.
Torres also acknowledged that it is a bitter irony that GovGuam now has to buy back land that the Navy gave back to GovGuam in 1995 at no cost when Naval Air Station was closed. But he points out that it was the legislature in 2002 which decided to return the land to the original landowners.
It frustrates us that we wouldn't be here today talking about millions in tax credits to a developer if the legislature, in the 26th Guam legislature, never gave the property back to begin with.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.